of President Trump's most controversial cabinet picks has been confirmed. Vice President J.D. Vance had to cast a tie-breaking vote to make Pete Hegseth the nation's newest defense secretary. Hegseth's nomination had been clouded by allegations of sexual misconduct and alcohol abuse. His confirmation comes as the president continues to implement his administration's agenda. Late Friday night, he reportedly dismissed the internal watchdogs of at least a dozen government agencies, including the Pentagon, State Department, and Department of Veterans Affairs. He signed executive orders restricting government funding for most abortions, and the Office of Personnel Management ordered agencies to end all diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and roles within 60 days. Today, the president is hosting a rally in Las Vegas. Willie James Inman has been traveling with the president and joins us now. Willie, good morning.
Dana, good morning to you. President Trump's pick to lead the Pentagon has been confirmed by the U.S. Senate, and this comes as the U.S. military begins assisting with deportation flights of undocumented migrants.
In a late Friday night vote, the U.S. Senate confirmed Pete Hegseth as the nation's next Secretary of Defense.
The yeas are 50 and the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the nomination is confirmed.
Vice President J.D. Vance cast the tie-breaking vote after 3 Republicans, including former Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, sided with Democrats in opposition to Hegseth's nomination.
Is Pete Hegseth truly the best we have to offer? I do not believe so.
President Trump celebrated the news while traveling out west.
I just heard that we won. Winning is what matters, right?
Hegseth lost support following allegations that he mismanaged funds at veterans groups, claims of alcohol abuse, and sexual misconduct. He denies all the claims against him.
I have failed in things in my life, and thankfully I'm redeemed by my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Did you ever engage in any acts of physical violence against any of your wives?
Senator, absolutely not.
The former Fox News host and Army veteran will now have the task of leading the massive Department of Defense, which is now assisting with deportations of undocumented immigrants.
Yeah, Pete Hegseth was confirmed by one single vote, and that single vote was J.D. Vance. One of the reasons why is because of this guy.
Mr. McConnell. No.
Yeah, you heard that, and you heard it in that clip. Mitch McConnell was one of the no votes, and I think it's important that we talk about this because, like I said, we are not playing any more games with these so-called Republicans, and I say so-called because I'm going to show you something later on that's going to be a little suspect, okay? So yeah, we aren't playing any games anymore. And any Republicans who don't fall in line and follow Trump's agenda, which is what we want, we sent them a mandate, gave them the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Anyone who doesn't follow that, like I said before, will be voted out and will be called out. I got some names. I got some names to call out today. So yeah, but I mean, like I said, the great news is that Pete Hegseth was confirmed. J.D. Vance had to do that.
Are there any senators in the chamber who wish to vote or change a vote? If not, on this vote, the yeas are 50 and the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the nomination is confirmed.
Nomination is confirmed. Pete Hegseth is officially confirmed, which is great news. We needed some change, and hopefully, and I really do think that Pete Hegseth will be a great deal of change there. But like I said, we got some names to call out.
Travis, when I watch people like Pete, or you can take it back to Bork or Clarence Thomas or Justice Kavanaugh, and they just want to rake these guys over the coals.
Yep.
It makes me think this is why good people don't want to serve their government. Who wants to go through that process?
Yeah, first, you're exactly right, Sean, and congrats to Pete and his family who got raked over the absolute coals to get it here. Second, this is why your Senate vote is so important. Hey, how about Pennsylvania? Dave McCormick, wins in Pennsylvania by what, 15,000 votes or so. That's the difference between Pete Hegseth getting across the finish line or not. 3, huge win for Donald Trump and everybody else in line here, because if you knock one guy or gal out, the next man or woman up is the next target. Right now, you keep the momentum rolling. And let me just take a moment. I am ecstatic for Pete and his family, for the country, for Trump, for everybody who voted for him. Let me say this. Alaska voted for Donald Trump by 13 points, Sean, and Lisa Murkowski can't back Donald Trump and his pick for defense secretary. Shame on her. Everybody listening who voted for Trump in Alaska should be trying to kick her out of office. Same thing. I know Mitch McConnell's probably going to step down. Trump won Kentucky by 31 points. I understand why someone like Lisa Collins, her state went for Kamala by 7 points, might not be able to support every element of the Trump agenda. But if you're in Alaska right now and you're in Kentucky right now, your senators are defying the will of you. You should be outraged. Thankfully, it didn't come down to their votes because the other 50 senators showed up and J.D. Vance showed up. But to me, Mitch McConnell and Murkowski, they should be ashamed, and everybody who voted for Trump in their states of Alaska and Kentucky should be furious over them turning their back on the Trump agenda.
Absolutely. I completely agree. Kentucky. What are y'all doing? What's going on? What's going on? This guy has continued to stay in the Senate for, 30 years. This guy.
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator Benny.
Okay.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
Please speak up. As if that was his issue. Like, let's be real here. And for those of you that are probably saying, man, that's pretty sad. No, I don't feel bad. No. Call me crazy. Call me a terrible person. But no, I don't feel bad. Because you know why? He doesn't have to run for the Senate. He could have retired 20 years ago. I mean, this guy has been in the Senate for, let me double check here, for 37 years. He's been in D.C. for almost 40 years. Nobody's forcing him to continue to stay there. So, no, I don't feel bad for him. I don't. Sorry. I don't feel bad. Now, let's get to Mitch McConnell since we're talking about him. Got the Liberty score here. What's up with this? What's up with this? Conservative 44% of the time. Liberal 56%. What's up with this? This is the former leader in the Senate. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Now let's go to Lisa Murkowski. All right, because she is one of the senators who decided to vote no. Let's click on Lisa Murkowski. What is up with this? Alaska. What are y'all doing? What's going on? Talk to me, please. If we got anybody from Alaska, talk to me, please. I need to know. I need answers. Because this is embarrassing. 70% liberal? Couldn't even crack 30 on the conservative side. It's embarrassing. These are the people that we're voting for. How long has she been in Washington? 20 years. 20 fucking years. And you know the crazy thing is, she's not up for re-election until 28. So we're going to have to deal with her the whole time Trump is in office. Now, the great news is that Mitch McConnell over here, he's up for re-election in 2026. So during the midterms, we can get this guy out of here if he doesn't choose to step down on his own, which I highly doubt that he will. I feel like these guys and gals, some of them are on a power trip, right? Like Nancy Pelosi. Where is she at? Nancy, where are you? Let me see. How long has she been there? She has to have been there a long time. Nancy Pelosi. I guess this is California, so there's going to be a lot of these folks. Goodness gracious. Anyway, actually here, just type her name in. Goodness gracious, I'm an idiot. Been in DC for 35 years. Absolutely insane. 35 years. Now, look at her score. In comparison, she votes conservative 7% of the time and votes with her party over 90%. These are the type of scores that I want to see on the Republican side just reversed, right? I understand if there might be a little something here or there where you like, so you might have a score of 7% on the liberal, but that conservative better be 90 plus. Now let's go to Susan Collins, because that was the third. So we had Mitch McConnell. We had, Mitch McConnell from Kentucky, Lisa Murkowski from Alaska, and I believe Susan Collins is from Maine. Let me see here. There we go. Yeah, here we go. Susan Collins. Yeah, look at that. Like, come on. Seriously? Really? 80%. 20% conservative. 20. Ridiculous. She might as well be a Democrat. Shameful. But also the great news about Susan Collins, along with Mitch McConnell, she is up for re-election in 2026. So during the midterms, we can get Susan Collins as well as Mitch McConnell out of there. Lisa Murkowski, like I said, once again, we're gonna have to wait until 28. But if we send a message in 2026 with the ousting of Mitch McConnell and Susan Collins, the same way that we did with Liz Cheney, I think Lisa Murkowski is going to fall in line. So we won't have to worry about her, although she's still going to get voted out in 28 for sure. But we won't have any issues with anybody else. If they see two more people get voted out the way that Liz Cheney went out, I don't see us having any more problems in the Republican Party with Rinos. But unfortunately for now, those are three people that we're going to have to deal with. It's just unfortunate. It really is. But yeah, man, Kentucky, I'm going to need y'all to stand up. Same thing with Maine. Okay. Alaska. All right. We got to do something about this. We got to get these folks voted out, and as soon as possible. But as always, thanks for tuning in. Peace and love. I'm out.